Hello guys, so in this video I will explain you the backend of the plugin where you can set up different forms. So first we'll go with forms which are similar over here. You can see that the form which has some background color, a title, then both the text boxes which ask for name and email, and then a subscribe button. So I will explain you one by one how this particular form can be set up. So here is the backend of the WordPress, where you can see that the plugin is under a section called settings. We see autoresponder settings. So this we have already covered in a separate video which you can view in the same sales page. Now I will explain you how you can set up that particular form. So let's take an example. Let's assume we are creating a new page. And I gave a new name, let's say our first form, and now I am using the backend editor. So let's assume you are creating one row where you need the autoresponder form, let's say in half area of, basically in two columns. So let's say one column is for some text block, so we'll just use some random text over here. So I will say this is a block for any of your text. I will repeat it a few of times. Repeat it few of times over here, and I'll click save. And in this box, let's say we need to set up that form. So let's assume that this particular area, the form is going to be appeared. So I will tell you how you can set up each of the elements. So the very first thing you need to do is you need to set up a container over here. So click on this. You can see there are different menus over here. So the one which is called Autoresponder, just click on that. You can see that we see autoresponder form and fields. So first we'll select we see autoresponder form, because this is basically the container which will hold all the different fields. So we'll select this. You can see once you click on that, a form settings will appear. So this is basically the title. So let me explain you what exactly this title is. This particular section is the title. So let's say we call it as our Weber form. I will use full capital. Our Weber form. Then which autoresponder, as I have already integrated these three autoresponders. So let's say I select Weber, then it will automatically show me all the list of my account. So I can simply select, so this one we see Weber around as a list. Then the next comes is the design options. So design options, I will explain the padding. So padding basically means you can see that this particular region, the distance, each of this particular section. So you can see that each of these fields have started after a certain padding. So let's, for the best case, I am assuming the padding to be 30. Then the title color. So the title color, let's make it some maybe green. And then we can select a background type, either video, image, or a background pattern, or a background color. So we'll go with background color. So here is an option with background color. So the title is in green. So let's assume we pick the background color as maybe black. So we'll set it as black and click save. So till now you can see that container has been placed. If you want, we can view the things we have been done till now. So I will click the publish button. So once the page has been published, we can view it, that what has been done till now. So you can see that the container has been nicely placed and the title of this form is also appearing over here. Now the next is how we can place the fields over here. So this is particular the container. Now this particular plus sign will ask you to enter the field. So from this you will set fields. So I will click fields. Now in the field section, our first field will be the name field. If you want name field, either people also goes directly for email field. So let's say I start with name field. The placeholder. So the placeholder is the text which appears inside the field. So let's say enter name, and normally the label says name. Select the label text color. So I select as we have a background color as black, so let's prefer to have something on a whiter. I select white color and just a minute. Okay, so the white color, and there is another option called require or not require. So if you set require, user needs to enter name, but normally we avoid name, so let it be don't require mode and click save. Now the next, we want an email field. So we'll again go to Autoresponder, select fields. Now the same thing we'll do with email field. The placeholder, let's say enter email. The label text, let's say email. Select the back label text color, let's make it white, and save. But in this case we want that email field to be mandatory, so we'll click on require. Okay, there are two things also, error text. Let's say if user tries to fill with an empty form, so we want to show the error. So let's say I put the text as enter your email. It's compulsory, or whatever text you want, and the text color, normally it's in red color, so it's keep it red and click save. So in this way you have got name and email field. Now I will go for the submit button. So Autoresponder, field, and then we go for button field. Button text, normally it says submit. The button background color, so this is interesting, as we already have a black background, let's have a button background color as yellow. Sorry. And then there are few other settings also. The button text color, so on yellow we can have white text, sorry, black text. Then the next setting is how you want the button alignment. So I select the center, and that's it. So I will click save change. So now all the three fields have been set up. We have set up the colors also, the text color and all the stuff. Now let's have a preview of it. I click update and let's refresh this page after it gets saved. So once the page has been saved, I will click the, so you can see that the form has been nicely appeared over here with all the information, that the title, the label, the placeholder, the label for email, the placeholder again, then the submit button. So all this stuff you have seen over here. So it's such a easy way that you can set up any options you want. All the settings are available over here. You can easily select them and set up them very easily. There is an extra field called custom field, so you can also set up custom field if you want in some forms. Similarly, in this particular section, you can see that in this I selected a background color. If you want to change it to something else, let's say if you want some background pattern instead of background color, so you will go to design option. In the background type you can select background pattern, and then you can select any pattern of design. So let's say I select the zigzag one, and then just click on save changes, and again click on update. So now you can see that how that particular background will change into different background pattern here. So here are different types of background patterns which are available here. So user can select based on his own theme structure which one suits him the best. Similarly, now there are sections for video, so you can set up video also in the background. I will show you how that can be done. So I will go to the design option, I select video. Now this is interesting that you can show form after X seconds. So I decide the form to appear after 10 seconds. Select the video form background color, so let it be the black one, and the video URL. This is interesting. So the video URL is the YouTube URL. So let me pick the one which says integrating Autoresponder API. I select this one and use this in the video URL. So if you want close button or not, you can set up that also, and then click save changes. Now I click update. So you can see that a video and you can see that a form has been appeared after 10 seconds of this video. And then you can, let's say I enter name and I also enter email, let's say anything at gmail.com, and I click submit. So this particular value gets saved, and you can see the video has started playing. So in this way you can collect leads on your own video, and that too in a very easy way. So this is one of the great function of this plugin. Another point we left is you can also change the background as a image. So just you need to go to design option and just select image, and you can choose any background image. Let's say I choose one from my media library. Okay, this one, and I click set image. So this is done, and background color remains same. I click save changes. Again I click update, and I will refresh this page. You can see that, just a minute, I think it is not yet saved. Just a minute, let's try it again. Okay, I go to design option, select image background, select background color. Okay, that needs to be nothing, normally needs to be set to be white. Then I click save changes, and then I click, as it was by default set to black, that's why the image did not appear, but now it should appear the same. Okay. Okay, so in this we can see that the image is not getting appeared. So I feel, just a minute, let me set up then another setting for that. We missed the opacity basically, that's why it was not appearing. So the opacity needs to be set over there. We are missing the opacity setting. So when you select the background image, you need to set the opacity whatever you think is best according to your image. So in this way you can set up any of your forms nicely, and that too now you can easily control the width, the column basically. Like let's say it was 2 column, now you later decided to make it 3, so you can just simply change it to 3 column and click update. Now you can see that the form will automatically get filled to 3 column format. So this is the real beauty of this plugin, so that you can easily change the width of the form, you can easily change the columns of the form, how it appears. So the container can be easily moved to any of this particular section. So I hope this video will help you, and you can easily set up different forms in your Visual Composer element, the backend basically. And for any issues or questions, you can contact us on our support email, and we will also try to put up more videos to explain any other specific feature of the plugin. Thanks. Have a great day.